Hi there. This is one of my more longer movies. Today, we're going to go to a garden centre. Now, garden centres have got to be one of my most favourite shopping experiences in the whole world. What I did notice, though, with having to make a film, not having to, with making this film, is that most of the people that go to a garden centre are, shall we say, silver surfers of the grey haired variety, retirement age possibly. It would seem that once you've reached retirement age is the time that you can start to truly enjoy your own garden and you want to go and spend money on it. Well, I've been into gardening for 40 odd years. I was one of those geeky kids that would be taking their parents to the garden centre just to see what there is available. Now, this garden centre is a little bit of a distance from where I live. You've got to have an excuse to get there for going because with fuel prices the way they are at the moment, you don't want to be just taking unnecessary travel. So, as you might or might not be aware, I don't have a job at the moment currently, so I shouldn't really be spending money. So, I had to rationale this trip as in, oh, I shouldn't be spending fuel on going there. Oh, I shouldn't be spending money buying plants. But the day is sunny and I need to be productive. I am a person who cannot not be productive, and I just had to find a reason. So I thought, right, usually I would go to a place and a garden centre and buy plants I like the look of, having no idea where I was going to put them. So in this instance, I decided I would only buy plants that I knew where they were going to go. I adore these big flag irises. More about those later. I'm just looking back and doing the voiceover on the film, having edited it together, but not actually looked at the footage that I've got. So, I do like a flag iris because it's really tall and it's really showy. And at my place, at Lovely Place, I need big showy plants. Now, this garden centre is one for the true lover of plants. As you'll notice, there is a lot of footage about indoor and outdoor spaces that are crammed full of plants. Uh, what you won't see in this clip is pictures of us eating and dining out. That's for another kind of garden centre. This is the place where there is plants. They are organised according to their Latin names. So you need to know a little bit about what you're looking for, or at least what it looks like or what it might look like when it gets older. What I did find at this place on this visit was some, how's it pronounced? Canyptophilia. It's the red hot poker plant. I would have loved to get some, but the breeds that they were selling were not big enough or red enough. So I'm going to have to look for some seeds of those instead. Now that's a small iris, a more wild looking iris, still beautiful, but would probably look like a pea on a drum at our place. And I've got to bear in mind that most of my plants disappear under a mountain of thistles and nettles. We're coming into some indoor spaces. You can see how they still use the old polytunnels. They're much more concerned with the plants rather than the way the polytunnels look. And you've got to tripping hazard, step over these big concrete blocks as you're busy perusing the plants, which is quite fun. It's like you found this secret place that only certain people know about. There's the sign which explains more about what they've got going on here. But it was an absolutely gorgeous day for going to a garden centre. And it's inspiring when the weather is like this that England is no better place in the world to live. It was a beautiful sunny day, warm, dry, very relaxing. I'm trying to give you an experience of what just mooching around this place is like. And I'm wondering if you're going to see what kind of plants I ended up buying. I ended up justifying to myself that I should buy. Yeah, you know, it's very, you see, what I always maintain is it doesn't matter how much you earn, you will always find the money or the means of obtaining the things that you really want. Um, I would use as an example, if you are unfortunately addicted to drugs, you will find the means of obtaining the drugs. And if you're addicted to gardening, you will find the means of doing what you want in the gardening sphere. So here we are. We went down the secret passage to the fernery. Not many ferns in it at this time of year. I think I do end up getting a couple of things from this room to go by our pond. What I also pick up when you look at it is the lupin and delphinium plants. You may have seen my little movie that I did with my friend Vicky. As we're planting lupins and delphiniums at home, we come up with the scathingly brilliant idea of, let's not buy a couple of plants for £1.50 or £3 each. Let's buy a packet of seeds and plant 50 or 60. And we'll be rich, fellas, when they grow. Well, you need to watch that movie because some things happen that we just don't expect. She spots this bee. It's a beauty. I mean, this is another thing. Usually at garden centres, the place would be alive with insects and bees and pollinators. And we were struggling to find some. But back to the bee again. There we go.
Stop it.
Lovely flowers. Is this one of the delphiniums or lupin areas? And all these seed trays out in their regimented rows. As you can see, this is, you know, in a normal garden centre, they'd have raised these up on tables, but no, you've got to bend down for these bad boys. But I can't bend at the moment. That's another story. You might see me bend a little bit, but not very much. I'm a little bit rigid around the knee area. Oh, now these are the primulas that I bought from here last year, and I've planted them out, and they are quite stubborn and persistent. They are coming back up even through the nettles and thistles. Nettles and thistles. Well, that's a first. This is the first time I've done a voiceover where I've had to stop halfway through for coughing and resume, learning something new in the editing suite every day. So we go to a cloud clip because this is the bit where I travel back home, and you will now see what I ended up buying and where I ended up putting them. So when you get home with your plants, give them a really good soak. You can see in there I've gone for the flag irises and some large leafed plants to go down by the lakeside. And down in the bottom you will see a few succulents. So the succulents are going to go in these little wall planters on the shipping container. The ones that I've already got in there seem to be doing well, so in they go. As you know, I'm filming with one hand, so I couldn't film myself planting them because I was that desperate to get them in that I planted and then filmed afterwards. So hopefully those will do quite well there. And then the flag irises are going in this overgrown area here, which my husband keeps cutting the grass of. And what he did was he ended up mowing over all the bulbs that I bought last year and planted in there. in the springtime, and I just went absolutely ballistic. And he said, you just have to put a stick in the ground and then I won't mow over it. Oh my goodness me. Does anybody want a garden full of sticks in the ground? So you'll see that there are bamboo sticks stuck in the ground. I gave him a right good shouting at. But there are some of my flag irises. And the worst of it is I wanted to buy one of each different kind. And because I got carried away, I ended up buying 2 of each kind without realising it. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. The usual like and subscribe, please. See you soon. Bye.